Where is Gary Locklear? It's a question that's plagued North Charleston Police Department for decades now. The disappearance of the 15-year-old boy is the oldest missing persons case in the city.
Gary vanished, essentially without a trace. Mel Orleans shares a piece of the puzzle that the public has never heard before, and what makes this case so cold.
It's been 48 years since Gary Locklear was last seen walking down this road, Remount Road in North Charleston. It was dark, about 11 o'clock at night, and strong storms were rolling through the low country. He had no wallet, he was barefoot, and as some people describe, it was like the earth opened up and Gary was gone.
Through the years, I'll bet you 100 investigators have looked at this case and deciphered it.
Dozens of theories, an infinite number of questions.
Somebody's got to know.
Gary's case files sit on the desk of Deputy Chief Ken Hagge with the North Charleston Police Department. Today, they're condensed to 2 thick black binders filled with handwritten notes about what happened the night of September 6, 1974. But even more so, it lacks details investigators still don't know about the night Gary vanished.
He was just a typical 15-year-old kid at the time.
His family puzzled as to where he went. He left behind 2 loving parents and a house full of brothers and sisters. Even more ironic, his 16th birthday was the next day. His gift, a new motorcycle, was waiting for him, and he knew that. Still, after nearly 5 decades, his sister Karen tells me they've never given up hope. This age-progressed photo done in 1989 shows what Gary might have looked like over the years. Today, he'd be 64. Karen knows there are people out there who know what happened.
That's the trouble with this kind of case. It's not that there aren't people that don't know, but some of them know and took that to their grave.
Their biggest clue comes from an interview on a cassette tape from a witness named Patsy. At times, her words are hard to understand. The tapes you're about to hear have never been heard by the public.
Today's date is December 6th, 1977. What I want you to do now is tell me what you know, if anything, about this incident surrounding the disappearance of Gary Locklear.
I looked at him twice. I did look at him twice, so I looked at him, he just caught my eye.
Where at?
We was at some little place to eat food. It's on the beach, it's right on the beach.
Patsy's interview led investigators here to an area along Folly Beach called the Seaside Grill. Ken Hagge was with the cold case unit when the department decided to re-examine the case in '98. Of course, investigators searched this bar in the 70s, but this time they called in a team from Charlotte to perform ground-penetrating radar. Stay with us. When we come back, we'll tell you what it is and what they found.
And we pick up where we left off in the case of Gary Locklear, one of the oldest missing persons cases in North Charleston. The most credible tip was from a woman named Patsy.
It led search crews to an area on Folly Beach where they conducted ground-penetrating radar back in 1998. Mel Orleans explains what they found.
A fancy sled was pulled across these grounds, searching the earth 20 feet below. It cost nearly $10,000 a day, and it took 30 hours of work to complete. An extensive and exhaustive search, all because of a tip.
According to her, somebody who she thought possibly was Gary was carried underneath that bar.
Was it in the wall or in the ceiling or where? Was it like an attic door?
In the wall.
In the wall.
You know, it's like the refrigerator was up against this wall right here, and on the other side of it was the closet.
The grid search is extensive, beginning with shovels and ending with the tool as small as a paintbrush. Our ABC News 4 cameras were there as it happened. Crews found bones, but none were human.
You kind of get that feeling to yourself, well, here's another check mark. Okay, so now what do we look at? And this had so much promise and then yielded nothing.
Deputy Chief Ken Hagge questions the witness's credibility. Did she really see Gary being carried into a closet? Was she telling the truth?
I Yeah. He didn't have a floor.
Did you stand in the floor?
I guess you could. I never stood in there, and I never seen the floor. I had a blanket on the floor of it.
What did they keep in it?
I never seen Harold use it. I never seen it used.
Police haven't been able to reach her since her interview in the 70s. Other leads, such as Gary being a victim of a well-known serial killer or the idea he just ran away, never checked out.
There's stories from Pee Wee Gaskins had something to do with it. There's, you know, and when we look through it, there's just no way.
So where is Gary?
And being where we are, there's so many marshes, there's so many, I mean, the ocean is so expansive. I mean, I was in Biloxi for Katrina, and I can't tell you how many people just got washed out and they never came back in. So, I mean, there's 100 different things. I mean, and maybe he's in plain sight, but with all the hunters and everything, all the people that look for shark's teeth and look for everything else, if he was somewhere in a populated area like North Charleston, he would have been found.
Lack of evidence and a case that's gone 48 years cold are the two biggest challenges. Police believe the key to cracking this case lies in the memory of someone who was on Folly Beach that early September day.
But you knew right away when you saw that picture. There was no doubt in your mind that that was the boy you saw on the beach. Right?
No doubt.
No doubt whatsoever.
No, and I still didn't say anything to him.
And that was in 1974.
The hope is that this person does the right thing to bring closure to a family that's already suffered long enough.
If you just for 1 second put yourself in this family's shoes and think about your child being missing all of these years and have no answers, I think if you knew something and put yourself in that position, you would call us.
Working for you in North Charleston, Mel Orleans, ABC News 4.